Well, I have the famous MauriZio with me, and as you know, I don't know what exactly he does, but I do know he's in the music business. I also know he was up at Maurice, how are you?
I am great, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I've got you on my set, so of course I'm very happy, because he's quite a famous young man, actually. Now, you are obviously in the music business.
Yes.
And he was trying to tell me, and I said, no, don't tell me anything, that you started when you were 7 years old.
3.
Oh, 3 years old?
Yes.
Wow. So what did you do at 3?
Well, my mother telling me, obviously I didn't remember myself, but my mother said I had a toy piano and a toy xylophone. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the xylophone, but I would, after a while, I was picking up tunes from TV or for church or playing melodies.
Yeah.
And she spent a lot of time at the church, even between services when they cook. Because like then I would go play on the piano.
Yeah.
And everything. So to me, I've been playing all my life. And later in school, my second grade teacher told my family that they need to get me a piano at all costs.
Wow,
Because
you must have been pretty good.
She saw that, and because I played for the school class, our class had a piano, and I would
go up there, just play.
Yes, and play the
just
song
play
when we
by
were
ear?
singing.
Just play.
I started out by ear. I was born with perfect pitch, and after the teacher talked to them, then my mother found me a private teacher.
Oh wow!
And then I took
so she saw the
with
quality
that.
in what you could do, and she just decided to go for it, obviously.
Yes,
and get
then
you
from
lessons.
other people encouraging
And other people
her too,
encouraging
yes.
what you did and how natural you were to just to play the piano.
Yes.
What sort of music did you start playing when you did start playing?
First, songs, TV themed from my cartoon shows or
Oh, so
songs
you
from
just
church.
play music from
TV or radio, whatever I would hear.
And just pick it up without the music?
Yes. And they didn't realize, and I didn't know until I was 14 that I had perfect pitch. I didn't know what perfect pitch was.
No.
People knew I could play by ear, and then I learned to read. But in junior high school, teacher asked me, because I was telling him the choir is a little flat when they sung a cappella.
Yeah.
And he said, you have perfect pitch. I said, what is that? So he said, go to the back of the room, turn my back to him.
Yes.
Almost go stand in the corner. I thought, what are you know?
What am I doing in the corner?
Yes, but then he would play a note. He said, what note I'm playing? I told him what note. And he played this and that.
Wow, so you knew exactly. And that's what, see, now I just learned something. That is perfect pitch.
Yes.
So you know every single note.
When I hear something in a car or they turn that on, I could tell you what key it's playing in.
Really?
Yes. And
so
I was born with that. That's from God. Gift from God.
See, that's his gift, so now you share it.
Yes.
Yes, which is what we're supposed to do when we get a gift from God. We're supposed to share it. So my last guest, we had the same conversation.
Yes, I heard. Yes, he started at 7. That's why you said 7.
Yeah, he started at 7. You started at 3. It's amazing. So what made you realize when you had all this talent and everything that you decided to go into this business? Were you starting to get booked and you were starting, money is kind of behind anything, because if you start making money with it, you can't moving forward?
Well, I started playing for a church when I was 13. I grew up in a Baptist church with my mother, but there was a Pentecostal church that I used to just go visit sometime and hear the choir.
Yes.
And one Sunday, the pastor heard me playing, and it was between services on the piano, and hired me to be the pianist with the organist, and he paid me $10 a week.
Wow.
And so that was the first, but I still didn't think of music as a career. I mean, 13, it was something fun.
You were trying to find out what you wanted to do.
Yes, and I wasn't even thinking about that. I was having fun for the church. But around age 15, there was another church that was having a concert, and most of the gospel pianists or organists at the time couldn't read music. They played by ear, and they were better than me. Well, this is one of the churches that needs someone who could read. And I filled in, played for this concert.
Because you learned to read music.
Yeah, I knew how to read music by then, was still learning.
Yes, but you still knew basics.
And then they paid me $50 for that. I said, oh!
Price is going up. So from 10 to 50, that's pretty good hike.
Yes, especially with no rent.
No, because you're living at home, right?
Yes.
So it's all yours.
Yeah.
Did you give Mum a little? You probably spent it on instruments and different things you were doing.
Not instruments yet, because this, it was only piano and organs then.
Yeah.
And I'm 65 now, so we're talking about 60s and 70s. So there weren't synthesizers and all that.
No, there wasn't.
Yet.
Well, there wasn't also the internet and all that stuff.
Correct,
There was
yes.
nothing of that.
TV and radio.
So from there until now, there's a big difference in what's going on and what's happening and how music is presented.
Yes.
You like it now or the
Yes,
old?
I love it now, and
Yes?
I grew up with all this. That's
So
one advantage of the being down there.
Yes, so
I
you
grew
have
up with
the
this
whole
first
thing.
synthesizers
Yes.
and grew up as,
So all
with the
this you
internet and all
inherited
this.
this as you were
as it
going
went
along.
Yes.
So who are the famous people you've played for?
Well, in
Probably
gospel.
going to be humble.
Okay. Well, most of my big breaks have been in gospel.
In gospel, yes.
And for people in gospel field have heard of Fred Hammond and Commissioned.
Yes.
And basically, they were the first group to really mix hip hop and gospel music together in the 90s, and they did some recordings.
That must have been
with
very
them. That
sort
was
of.
very exciting for
I was going to say
me.
very exciting to see the gospel and then to see sort of this other music coming, the
mixtures.
mixed
Yes.
music coming in, because gospel is definitely one avenue, and then you
But
have
I've
the hip
always
hop.
liked mixing everything, and,
Yeah.
and that was where the perfect pitch helped, because I played whatever I heard and different,
Yes.
and the styles changed. I always kept
So
up.
when they brought that up,
with
and
that.
when they brought that into the church, what difference did that make to the church? Did that bring the younger generation into the church a little bit, maybe? Or
I
help?
guess it helped, because basically when I played, first I was playing for the church, they were telling me I played too jazzy, and of course I was young. They said, you played like you play like you playing at clubs. I ain't even been at a club yet. But I was playing what I heard, what was at the time,
Yes, of course.
Beatles, Motown,
Oh, yeah.
in early 70s Led Zeppelin, and
yeah, of
Who,
course.
Stevie Wonder. So that was what I
So that
liked
was,
playing.
yeah, and that was all the new music coming out, and sort
Yes.
of, which
Well-
I think the Beatles were the ones that kind of changed it, didn't
Oh,
they?
they absolutely
the
changed
whole-
music.
Well, we can't forget Elvis Presley either, because Elvis Presley kind of brought stuff out, but that was in the 60s, though.
Presley was more 50s.
60s.
Beatles started 64.
Yes.
And that's where basically I was about 10 when the Beatles came out. So
Yeah. So it's been.
they were my
So you,
start.
yeah. So you've seen a big change in the music and everything. Do you like it now?
Yes.
Isn't that nice? Because
Like I said, I like
something-
all styles. Now sometimes there's people that's not as known just because they're not on the top 40, but there's
Yeah.
music all over.
You know, it's one
Finding
thing
to
about
listen
the
to.
entire world, that music is never going to die.
No.
And wherever you are, even if you're in Egypt or even if you're in China, there's different music.
Yes.
But it's still music.
Yes, and it's
their
all
music.
good, and
it's-
you
yes,
learn to mix it all
and,
together.
and everybody in their own country loves that music, but it's always this very sort of hip hop, always seems to come into the arena, doesn't it?
Well, and then
all over
rock
the
comes
world.
and they mix it.
Yeah, and they mix it up
Yeah,
with their own music, and
Yes.
they put it all together.
And then sometimes when you think something's dead, it comes back.
It comes back again in a new version.
And yes, 'cause people thought disco was dead, and
Yeah.
I thought it was dead when it died, but it went to Europe, became house music and electronic, and we have the EDM.
That's right.
But
That's right. So
it's-
what are you doing now? So where are you playing now?
Okay.
You were just at an event. What-
Yes. Well, we'll start the event, because that's how I got here. Let me see.
That was
Well-
Dale, wasn't it?
Yes.
Dale.
Well, first of all, let's go back a few years ago before I meet Dell, everybody. For 4.5 years, I played with a show at, I'll just say at a casino for
You
about
can
4.5
say anytime. You
years.
can label the casino. You can name
Oh, I
it.
remember it, but
Yeah.
anyway, it was at South Point. And I was
Oh,
playing
South
with the-
Point. How
yes,
lovely.
with the,
That's a great casino.
Oh, yeah, I love it. But after about 4.5 years, because they did one genre of music, I got tired of it all the time.
Yeah.
So I started Ubering for about 1.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to Uber during the day and then come home and play what I felt like playing
Right.
and listening to what I didn't have
What
to
you
listen to an
enjoyed.
assignment.
Yes.
Yes. Well, about 1.5 years later, a Friday morning, August the 3rd, I was Ubering. I pick up this man, and we made a few jokes, hello, all that, and he was talking on the phone. Until later, I always played my own music in the car
Of course.
when I was playing. And he said, oh, I love your music. He said, I always like Al Jarreau music. I said, that's not Al Jarreau. I said, that's me. And he said, what? That's you? I said, yes. He said, did you write these songs? I said, yeah, I wrote this. And he said, do you have more? I said, I have about 300 songs or things that I've written.
Talk about
and he
a
said,
break.
wow. Yes, and the man, he introduced me to himself. Anyway, it was Dale Weston.
Okay, Dale
who was,
Weston.
of course, the head of. And it was a week and a half before last year's MegaFest.
Yes.
Now, I didn't know who he was, but he said, look me up. He said, when you go home, and he told me something about it, and he said, your movies sound like, your music is good for movies or whatever film.
Yes.
And so immediately when I dropped him off, I went home immediately to
Check him out
check him out. And
who's this
yes,
guy?
and so he had me last year at the last year's festival.
Yes. And then you were this year's festival.
Yes, I was supposed to play last year, but some things happened. They had to move their venue one night, last minute.
You were already
play, and I didn't get to play, but I'd met Dale and some other people, so
Yes.
I made friends,
Yeah.
and we kept in touch, and he's helped me with some things through the year. And so this year, of course,
You were there, up
Yes,
there.
and
And of course,
playing.
this is a big show. It was absolutely fabulous. It was really, it was
Yes.
at the Rio, wasn't it? They were giving all the
yes,
awards
the awards
out.
were at the Rio.
Yes, and then the festival was
at the Palms, yes, at the Brendan Theaters.
Because it was like a 4 or 5 day event, wasn't it?
week and a half.
Week and a half event.
Yes, and
They had
basically it was
everybody there.
4 or 5 different smaller film festivals that got together for the Mega Fest.
Yes, for the Mega Fest.
Yes.
And then the Mega
Which all
Fest,
was
they
the-
had
all of those together,
they
the
had
awards.
yes, all the awards and everything else.
Friday
and
and
it was
Saturday,
absolutely
yes,
lovely. It
and-
was amazing.
Yes.
That was really cool.
And it was great networking, and I met great people like Stephen, where he is.
And Steve is right there.
Yes.
because Steve is my producer, and that's
Yes.
how he actually got on the show.
Yes.
So now, what's coming up for you? Anything exciting coming
Well,
up?
I'm also playing at Sundays and Mondays. I play at a place called Baobab Theatre.
Baobab Theatre.
Theater Stage Cafe. It's owned by Wassa Kalibali, who used to be with Zamanity.
Okay.
And she has her own place. It's at Town Square Center.
Oh, wonderful.
And she's been there for about 7 years at this place. She quit.
Wonderful.
She was a star of Humanity, not just one of the extras.
Okay.
And she left to start her
Her own place.
place.
And now
Yes,
she's
and that
had
was
her
7 years ago,
7
so
years
it's
ago.
thriving there.
She's going strong.
Yes.
She's doing good.
Yes.
So maybe I should have her on the show as well. We'll
You
promote
should.
her. Yes.
Yes.
Well, then you can
We'll
present it to her, and we'll get her on the show so that everybody knows where she is and what she's doing.
Right.
That's how it goes.
And so Sundays and Mondays, I'm there
Yes.
from, starting at 7 to 9 or longer if
Yeah, if
everybody
she
acts
wants.
right. But
That's wonderful. So where can anybody reach you and book you?
my phone number is area code 702-755-6700. And if I don't answer, send me a text, because if you're the IRS, FBI, or student loan, I won't answer anyway.
He's also a bit of a jokester too. He throws out these little jokes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
People have
everything.
asked me, am I a comedian? I'm kind of a silly musician, but
silly
I tell people now
musician.
that I'm a key median.
You're a key median.
Yes.
Which means he's on the keys and he's talking at
Some
the same
kind of
time.
joke, yes. But
Well, you've been amazing on the show. A
Thank
fabulous
you.
story. And as you know, we always love to hear the stories that, how did somebody start? How did they get there? And what did they go through? And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers.
2 brothers. Okay.
And that's it, 2 brothers.
2 brothers, that's it. Maybe there's some sisters around, who knows?
Well, my mother died a few years ago, so if there's any more, I wouldn't know. It's too late.
Okay.
to find
Okay,
out.
wonderful. And so don't forget to get in touch with these. He's absolutely fabulous, absolutely amazing. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.